Today I have the pleasure of talking to Steve Quirk, who is the Chief Brokerage Officer at Robinhood. Steve, thank you so much for your time here today.
Thank you for having me, and thanks you guys for attending.
Absolutely. You've got such a great event, some great announcements, and we'll look under the hood and see what exactly is happening at this event. But I want to talk about your experience. You've been at TD Ameritrade. You've been in this game for quite some time. What is different about the energy and the excitement around the financial industry nowadays?
Well, I think at Robinhood, our customers tier toward the younger side, so average age is low 30s, very diverse, and so it's kind of exciting to see. There are similarities to the way they invest as customers that say like a legacy firm like Schwab, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, or one of those, but there are also differences. And so like the technologies we roll out, the products we roll out, we try and cater to what our customers are looking for, and I think that's what you're seeing a lot of today during this session over the course of this weekend.
You mentioned how you have like young traders that are part of Robinhood, but what I like about y'all's strategy is, whenever I would talk to my family members, and they'd be like, "Oh, I want to get into investing. Robinhood is where I want to go."
Right. You
already had that audience. But now you've also had, when you did your Roth IRA match, I feel like you're also getting the older audience of, hey, if you want free money of 3%, transfer your Roth IRA. So that's a great strategy. And then you've also now introduced your new platform for advanced traders as well. Tell me the motivation behind releasing such a robust platform compared to where people would just typically trade on their phone.
Yeah, so if you look at the self-directed investing and trading that happens in the U.S., all across every company, probably 50% of it happens on a mobile device, 50% of it happens on a desktop, whether that's software or a web-based app. And we had a web-based app, but we really didn't put a lot into it because 90+% of our trading was happening on the phone. As our customers have grown, and as you brought up, their needs have grown, they've become more sophisticated, and they said, you know what, we would like this either to be a web-based app, to either be a primary or a complement to mobile, and vice versa. Like one can be a complement, one can be a primary. It's up to the person. But the second thing we noticed is as you said, we are attracting a lot of large customers from other brokerage firms, and a lot of those customers are accustomed to having both a web-based app and a mobile. So we need to do that for them to feel comfortable to move. There's plenty of incentives for them to move. We have a nice offering, but they need to know that they can comfortably come over and have something that they're accustomed to.
Yeah. You mentioned how, trading on your phone versus screens. I have 4 screens at home because I believe the more screens you have, the more profitable you are. Still to be proven, by the way. But I love it because, I place my trades on my desktop with a bunch of screens, and I get to check my P&L of, okay, what can I afford for dinner based on how the trade's going. So I love how advanced things are getting. And I think, you know this better than everybody, the ease of execution and the speed of execution matters as well. So what I love about the ladder feature that folks will get to try out here, hopefully later this year, is that with one swipe of of your finger, your wrist, whatever, you're able to cancel a trade, get into a trade, move your stops up, things like that. Walk me through, how are you guys able to kind of get through into the mindset of a trader to know the needs of the trader and what matters to them?
Right. Well, we have a lot of traders here, so we kind of are traders, and we're investors alongside of our customers, so we kind of know what we like, but you also want to make sure that you're covering everybody. So we do a lot of research. We actually go and sit with people and watch them and how they interact because, everybody does it slightly differently. Some people might not have 4, they might have 3, so we have to accommodate everybody. But I think there's been a belief that if you're going to deliver a whole suite of functionality, there has to be complexity. Like it's going to take you a long time to configure it, to set it up, to learn it, to become accustomed to it, and we just don't believe that to be the case, and that's what Robinhood did. Is basically simplified the experience for now almost 58% of U.S. households are in the market, highest we've ever seen, and a lot of that is credited to Robinhood. So the idea that we can make it unsophisticated for new users, we're just taking it up the chain and saying we can make it unsophisticated for heavy users. I mean, they'll still have all the capabilities they want, but it doesn't have to be intimidating. It's not the cockpit of an airplane. You're not going to spend weeks setting it up. It should be easy and intuitive.
Fun fact, I wanted to be a pilot growing up. Then I played Flight Simulator. I saw the buttons and I said, yeah, no, we'll just interview Steve Quirk in about 20 years and we'll be all right. You mentioned research. So let's talk about the research on the other side in terms of the trader, the consumer. You know, you're used to attracting new traders. Now you're getting sophisticated traders and there's always something new that you can learn from the markets. Tell me what focus goes into it, especially with the meme craze back then. We saw a little bit of meme craze earlier this year as well. How does education play a part to make sure that you're providing resources to the users on your platform that, hey, so that they can make an educated decision based on their risk parameters?
Yeah, education is critical.
Yeah.
But the way that people get educated, you know, when I started in the business on the retail side, it was long form, and some of it was in person education. We're doing some of that here. Some people like that, but a lot of people in this generation want it in the pathway. So in other words, I'm about to take an action. As I'm going along, I can find education at any point in that exploration for a trade or an investment. And if I want to go deeper, I just keep clicking and clicking and clicking. But they want it in the pathway. They want it on demand. They don't want to have to go long form, you know, read everything and go through a lot of education in a separate site. They want it available right there.
Yeah. The most, you know, you've talked about a few announcements here at this event as well. Futures coming on Robinhood platforms. The partnership with CBOE, I think, is huge for folks who want to trade SPX. It has tax advantages as well. Tell me why that partnership is huge to have accessible to your traders that are already on the platform and that are hoping to be on your platform with all the other features, by the way, that we haven't even addressed yet.
Yeah, fun fact, I started at the CBOE a very long time ago. But you know, they're the creator of options, and so options are, and in particular, index options are something. It's one of our most requested asset classes by our customers. They like you brought it up, the tax advantages, but they also trade around the clock.
Yes, they do.
And if you want, you know, a cash-settled index, so I don't have to worry about getting assigned on a stock.
No one wants that notification at 3:55.
No, it takes that all away, and it's a good way to get broad market exposure, which is what a lot of our customers want. So it's a natural, and we're excited. The other thing that's great about CBOE is they've been doing education for 3 decades. They know how to do it. They know how to educate people. They know how to make sure that they're using them in a suitable manner. And so we partner with them on that as well.
You know, taking of options, I mean, you guys were known for options, how simple it is to trade, how efficient you can be with your speed and everything as well. We're in a world where things are always changing, right? It's an election year. The markets are volatile for many different reasons as well. How is Robinhood able to stay on top of their A game to know what's happening in the markets and be able to kind of bob and weave and adapt to what the market's doing so that your users are getting the best resources and tools to set them up for success as well?
Yeah, I kind of feel like look, we're a vehicle for them to use to navigate roads. That's what we are. But we also want to provide navigation skills in that vehicle. So it's on us, and we take this very seriously to make sure that we're delivering the content they need to be able to make really good decisions. But you also don't want to swamp them. Like, we don't want to drown them in content that isn't relevant. So we have to be careful that we give them relevant content. If they want to go deeper, dig away. But most people just want to know in a very quick manner what's moving the market today, what should I be watching for with my portfolio, what should I be concerned about the rest of the week, and in a very nice summarized manner.
Now, you've talked about a lot of different things in terms of stocks, options. I want to pivot to another product in terms of Robinhood Crypto. What can folks expect in terms of user experience and what may be down the pipeline that you're able to speak about? But just talk to me a little bit about Robinhood Crypto and how that kind of complements your big business of stocks and options.
Well, I think what people want, customers want, is they want everything in one place. And we're 100%. Really the only place where you can do it in the U.S. Like, you can do everything. And so that's what people are really looking for. But if you look at, we have something called recurring investments. So in other words, I just buy $100 a week of XYZ, anything on the planet. The number one traded and most reoccurred investment is Bitcoin. So, and that's been that way for years. So we have people who are very passionate about, or have a strong belief that they want a percentage of their portfolio in crypto, and they're able to do it right alongside stocks and options.
And I think that's great because we've always heard about, hey, if you want to invest in the SPY, do it every month, do it in this way. So if you believe in crypto, if you believe in the technology behind the blockchain, that's a wonderful way to just invest and forget. And hey, if you did that for quite some time, you're looking quite pretty as well.
I actually have a couple daughters that are Robinhood customers, and since I'm the finance person, whenever the market's down, they call and yell at me, like, "Hey, Dad, my portfolio is now down," or I'm losing money, and I'm like, "Listen, just continue to invest and take the emotion out of it."
Yeah.
Like, because they'll say, "Oh, should I be buying today? The market's down." I'm like, just do it on a continual basis, and in the long, you can't use the word guarantee in this business,
absolutely
even
not.
with your own family.
Nope.
But I said, trust me, you'll thank me in 10 years or 20 years. Yeah.
I mean, the famous saying of it's not timing the market, it's time in the market.
That's right.
That is just so true, not just because of what your P&L could look like, no guarantees, but of just, being in the market for quite some time in the past as well. Well, look, I'll turn the floor over to you. We've talked about a lot of great things in terms of your new event, or your announcements, your new products, your services, Robinhood Crypto as well. Is there anything else that you want to talk to the viewers about in terms of what's exciting down the pipeline, or what you're most excited about, all the announcements? The floor is kind of yours.
I'd say since this is our first client event, the one thing that's been surprising to me, look, I know people are very passionate about Robinhood and what we've done in my time and even prior to my time to help them invest. But man, when you listen to their stories and they tell us, it's life-changing. These people, a lot of these people, they have a job, and this was a way for them to transform their life in terms of their financial future. And it's so inspiring. And it's great for our teams because they come here. It's like recharging your battery.
Yeah.
When you listen to those stories, you are so motivated to continue to deliver for these customers. It's just wonderful.
Yeah. And what I will say is, last comment for me, what I love about this event is that the traders that are here aren't necessarily traders that have a 7-figure account with your brokers. They're real average John and Jane Does.
That's right.
That just love the platform, that just use the platform. So big kudos to whoever's decision it was to make them feel involved and as part of this announcement. I thought was just incredible, because you can see the excitement of oh my God, Vlad is right there. Steve is right there.
Yeah, right.
So I thought that was incredible as well.
Well, we want to thank you guys for participating as well. You've been a great partner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is Steve Quirk, who is the Chief Brokerage Officer at Robinhood.